there is no way this is actually going to happen. Adam Sandler has reached out to a player on the Ravens suggesting a possible collaboration for a Hollywood film coming up in the future. What is going on, everyone? My name is Sam Stewart. Welcome to Ravens Digest. I hope everyone is doing well today. I just want to say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now, because we are into OTAs right now. We've got lots of big news, everything with the extensions that's been going on right now. You're going to want to be in touch with what's going on during the season as well. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's go ahead and dive into today's video. All right, so let's the background of it. I'm so excited to talk about this. We have Adam Sandler, one of the most recognized names in Hollywood for his comedy movies, and also recent one, Uncut Gems, produced by A24, that I thought was really, really good. Kind of a dark twist featuring Kevin Durant. We'll talk about Kevin Garnett, rather, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But this all started on the Dan Patrick Show. So here's the thing, Dan Patrick, big name in sports radio. He has been a guy who's been at the center of the sports landscape for a while, and he was wearing a sweatshirt that actually belonged to Adam Sandler. And, it was funny because Derrick Henry on the show said Adam Sandler was one of his favorite actors. And, what happened was Adam Sandler saw this and was able to reach out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Yahoo Sports article this came from. Now, a back and forth between Adam Sandler and Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry, facilitated by Sports Talk Dan Patrick, resulted in a promise from one comedy actor to cast Derrick Henry in one of his movies if he posts at least 2,000 rushing yards in a season. And this was the message from Sandler. Yo, Derrick, I just woke up. You know that. That's why I look disgusting, on top of the fact that I am disgusting. But I love you. Congrats on everything, baby. 2,000 yards plus this year gets you not only in the movie, but we get to have a nice dinner together and talk about how Dan Patrick's facial hair and how hard it is for him to go out. I love you, and keep it up, Adam Sandler. Now, this is an awesome offer. I would love to see this collaboration for, I'm actually in film school right now, so I'd love to see Derrick Henry in a movie. But also, I think it just points out the fact that a lot of people do believe Derrick Henry could get that 2,000-yard season again. So let's go ahead and take a look at Henry's statistics once again from last year. And, this guy, he's something else. We knew we were getting what we were getting signing him, but to perform at this level, a level where he's making an MVP in Lamar Jackson better, and he's playing at MVP level himself. 2,114 yards, 5.9 yards per attempt, and a whopping 124.4 rushing yards per game. This guy is a menace, and we know that. And just to put it in some historical context here, Henry has rushed for 2,000 yards before, posting 2,227 in 2020 when he was with the Tennessee Titans. He is one of 9 running backs in NFL history to accomplish that feat and be the first to do it multiple times if he delivers on his pledge with Sandler. Now, Adam Sandler is referring to the regular season here. Obviously, Henry had that great playoff runs as well, especially against the Steelers. But could he do it again in his career? We'll have to see. That'd be amazing, and I don't doubt it from a guy like Derrick Henry, who is one of the best running backs of all time, who's got the power, who's got the speed. And I think the thing with Derrick Henry, a guy who is 31, we talk about the running back position being a position that doesn't have long careers in the NFL. We've seen plenty of guys, have these great careers, have injuries and fall off. But I think the thing with Henry is, over time, speed does fade. Power does not fade. Strength. And what combines Derrick Henry, what combination makes Derrick Henry is the combination of speed and power. So the thing is, we're going to be able to see this for lots of time to come, even maybe in a diminished role as he gets older, because the power is still going to be there. Now, I don't know what kind of role Henry will play if he does get this. I'm personally rooting for him even more now, and I was already rooting for him a lot. But, I want to point out that Adam Sandler has done collaborations with athletes before, and I think the best one for me has got to be Uncut Gems. So let's go ahead and take a look at a screenshot from that. This was a great film. Like Kevin Garnett, you wouldn't really think, he'd be able to act or anything. You wouldn't have that sense. He's just been a great basketball player. But you see, my expectations are blown when you watch the movie. I don't want to spoil it. But another one he did was Hustle, where he collaborated with Anthony Edwards. And Adam Sandler shows the basketball scout, and Anthony Edwards is a rival player of the player that Adam Sandler is trying to scout. So he's been a little more serious in these sports movies, getting into a little bit of more serious, dramatic sports roles. So, I think it would be great. I love to see athletes, and this is what's really so fun about this Ravens team is Lamar's got a great personality. I've seen, some videos, people getting excited about camp coming up, Lamar driving around the golf cart. Derrick Henry, one of the best fun players to watch. The fact that he's even going on shows like this, talking about his interests like Adam Sandler, makes it such a likable team. And I think that's it's cool when you have a good team, but when you have guys with personalities, when you have guys who are having fun out there on the field, when you have guys like Derrick Henry who are fan favorites who want to do things like doing moves. To me, it makes the athlete experience even more fun as fans. Like we get to be fans of these athletes, and I think as far as the 2,000 yards go, I do think we can see it this year, just because the Ravens' offense. I'm predicting it's going to be even strong, and we had the number one passing league in the league last year. Yes. There was a lot of rushing that was, prevalent against the Steelers. I think you saw that in the playoff win. It kind of got shut down a little bit more in the playoff game and the turnovers and against the Bills. But I think it's very likely we could see 2,000 yards this year. I think the offense will be even improved. But the thing is, you have an improved offense, you have the best. Maybe the defensive guys we've drafted, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, make a big impact, and the defense improves. The secondary figures things out, all those things. But you have to be clutch in those moments. Can Lamar be solid in the playoff moments? Can Derrick Henry step up and have a big breakout game against a team like the Bills and Chiefs in the second or third round of the playoffs? But you got to play the regular season first. You got to go out. But it does get down to the fact that there are big things that are going to happen at the end of the season. And I'm very excited. And personally, I want to see Derrick. I could see him being, an action hero, just, a rock type actor, or Jason Momoa, or someone like that, someone who's very big and plays kind of like the enforcer role. I'd love to see that, and I'd love to see a Ravens Super Bowl as well. So let me know in the comments if you think Derrick Henry will rush for 2,000 yards this season. And also, what type of role do you think Derrick Henry would be good in a film? Let me know. This has been Ravens Digest. My name is Sam Stewart. We'll see you next time.